Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block episode 225. I'm your host, the enlightened and excited Eddie V. Joining me is the celestial brush herself, Mr. Celeste Roberts.
Hey guys, I'm back on this chilly Monday evening.
Hey! It's our indie insider, Mr. Dan Murphy.
Oh, and we got an indie direct tomorrow. How you guys doing?
Yes. And our devastating dungeoneer himself, Mr. Daniel. Mr. David Laxby. Sorry.
Happy Monday, everybody. Happy to be here.
How are you guys? The team is back.
I'm good. I know I talked to you guys in our Pow Block chat, but just so listeners know, I'm kind of gonna serve as an alternate now on Pow Block, and we're gonna have a rotating fourth chair, and I'll fill in whenever one of the main people cannot make it. But I'd like to focus a little bit more on 1v1s, Talk the Walk, Band, and Another Zelda podcast has some more stuff coming up. So these are the Nintendo folks, you guys. I am a shadow compared to them.
But we love having you, Celeste.
Oh,
Exactly.
I love being here around you guys. You're the sunshine. I'm not just saying that. You guys are the sunshine to my days whenever I can record. So,
Yay. Well, let's get some quick housekeeping out. This is episode 225 of Nintendo Pow Block Podcast. Each and every week, we come together to talk about games and everything we love about them with our friends. You can join us live on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/BossRushGames Live and be a part of the conversation. But if you can't join us live, no big deal. You can head over to youtube.com/BossRushGames and BossRushGames.com to watch the show or listen on your podcast service of choice. Remember to subscribe, follow, rate, and review whenever you consume us. It helps us out with discoverability. And check out our family of shows whenever you listen to your podcast. And everybody, I'm going to be doing my best to be going live for the crew. So you guys will be able to check that when we go live. We're going to be working on a lot of things. A lot of great things is coming for Power Block for next year. It's in the process right now. But when it gets going, you guys will be the first to know. But we're gonna jump into our favorite section, and a lot of people's favorite section that I'm finding out. It's Nintendo, and I have some snacks for you guys. I'm gonna be like, wait, what? But Celeste, we're gonna start with you because you actually been posting about a snack, and you kind of have a little review for it, a snack view for it.
oh, that's a good way to put it. So Popeyes in October had an article, or they didn't have an article, so I wrote an article about them, where they were going to be testing the market for chocolate-filled beignets. And the test market was in Massachusetts, not Louisiana, because I guess they figured we would stuff them into our mouths no matter what. But as of today, December 14th, the chocolate-filled beignets are available nationwide at Popeyes. So this evening, we decided to pick up some fried chicken for dinner and the three-piece beignets, and I am disappointed.
Oh no! What happened?
Well,
Well,
where was
they're
the
about
disappointment? It's
they're about half,
chocolate
they're about
made.
half the size of Cafe Du Monde's beignets. If you guys have ever seen those, they're
I've had them.
yeah, you've had obviously, yeah, and they're about half that size. And my Louisiana listeners will know about Hubie pies, or you might be able to find them at gas stations still, but the plant burned down years ago. But
Oh
they're like
no!
these little crusty pies with frosting on them, and they're
Mhm.
flaky. These Popeyes beignets were flaky, and they tasted more like the Hubie pies or pies that you would get at the gas station than soft, fluffy beignets. So they're not bad, but I'd say run on over to Cafe Du Monde
Oh
over
wow!
Popeyes. But hey, they're all right.
How many snackies do you give it?
Oh gosh, out of what's the highest rating or no?
Five. You get 5 snack bags, 5 snackies. It's the highest.
A 2. I will not be repurchasing these. Sorry, Popeyes. Come on, you're Louisiana's kitchen. What is up with that?
It's the pandemic. They ran out of
It's 2020.
right. Dan, what have you been stacking on? What's been your stack Tendo?
Tonight I had an Oreo cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory.
Ooh.
Did you have
Yeah.
Oreo cheesecake last week? Or pumpkin cheesecake?
Yeah.
No, we had pumpkin
Yeah,
cheesecake for Thanksgiving. And
Oh.
that was a homemade one from Ariel. So, I was slogging away. She wasn't eating any of it. So that was an arduous endeavor on my part. I would also rate that one 5 snackies. And today's cheesecake, I would give it 4.
Oh wow, really?
Oh, yeah. Everything Cheesecake Factory does is phenomenal.
I still say, that Sara Lee strawberry cheesecake is still the bomb to me. I love Sara Lee. Uh,
Mm.
uh, Definitely with that kind of bread that you make. Strawberry. Is it? What is it? It's the bread. The strawberries and whipped cream. Um,
Oh, shortcake?
yeah, Sara Lee's. Uh, David, what have you been snacking on?
Well, I have a family friend who has family in Hawaii, and so she had been spending a good chunk of time in Hawaii for the pandemic, which is, if you got to be quarantined somewhere, a great place to be quarantined, I guess.
Yes.
She did finally just come home, and she brought us some macadamia nuts from Hawaii, which are just my favorite nut. Like they're right up. Brazil nuts and macadamia nuts are my two favorite, and I've been snacking on those like crazy with coffee and some sides like chocolate sauce, and it's good.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Nut fondue, I guess. I don't know.
Sounds delicious.
Yes, I actually had some sushi finally today. But I was at the grocery store. I had to get some things for a couple of people that I gotta send out, and I can't wait for the people to get their items. But while shopping, I kind of found something that I had to roll the cart myself back because I have my little Red Riding Hood basket, just putting the stuff in what I need. And I seen this, and I was just like, "What is this?" The Murichan. This is ramen noodles,
Oh.
roasted beef.
Wait, you've never had that?
No, I've never seen it.
I grew up on that. I live and die by beef. I won't even touch a chicken one.
Yeah, I normally get the chicken one too, and then they had a pork flavor one. Um, so I cannot wait to taste these. These are the first. I had to drive to Wisconsin to go get them. Because I was looking around for some other things, and I've never seen these. I know of the brand, I know of their flavors, because around here they only do the shrimp, the chicken. Um, they got a roasted chicken one, and they got the beef one. So that's kind of all they do. I've never seen these flavors. They even have a soy sauce one. I'm like, wait, what? So
Some sodium with your sodium.
I could be wrong. This would be a great Nintendo fact if somebody wants to look it up sometime. I'm pretty sure that when the original Legend of Zelda came out in Japan, there was a collectible ramen that was promoted in the game.
No way.
Hardcore collectors still try and find. Yeah. Anyway, that'd be an interesting Nintendo fact. It's funny that you brought that up because mine later today is on the Legend of Zelda. So that was.
yes, cannot wait. So look, so it's like, where's it at? Where's it?
I am looking furiously for this.
Yes. So that's kind of been my snack Tendo. I've been doing a lot of also Panda Express, but I'm trying to find different food places, and I'm trying to find different snacks to try and stuff. We haven't got anything new in yet. I had the flaming hot Doritos limon, uh, and they're okay. They're fine. They're
Okay.
not good.
They're not worth picking up. They're not.
For to try to see how they do it, you can. Other than that, the Doritos Flamin' Hots are, when they talk about fire, really are fire. So, but everybody, we're gonna move on and get to our game fact events. And David, it is your turn to get us a game fact.
All
So what you
right.
got?
Well, like I said earlier, I was doing some research on the original Legend of Zelda, which, I guess doesn't come too much as a surprise. It's my favorite video game franchise. I was looking into the sort of the where the name came from, what the inspiration was for the game. And so a couple of interesting facts that I found about that. So Shigeru Miyamoto, who was the co-creator of the game, was inspired by the land surrounding his home when he was a kid. And one of the things that he said, when I was a child, I went hiking and found a lake. It was quite a surprise for me to stumble upon it. When I traveled around the country without a map, trying to find my way, stumbling on amazing things as I went, I realized how it felt to go on an adventure like this. And so when it came time to creating The Legend of Zelda, he wanted to have a game that in part recreated these experiences from his childhood. And when the game was first released for the Famicom system in Japan, it was called the Hyrule Fantasy. It wasn't called The Legend of Zelda. And when they were looking to market the game in the United States, they wanted to rename it and rebrand it. But Miyamoto wanted something that would reflect the beauty and creative spirit that inspired the game. And so he started looking into American celebrity icons from the past and settled on the wife of famous author F. Scott Fitzgerald, who wrote The Great Gatsby. His wife in the 20s was one of the new women who were throwing off gender and sexual norms at the time and were a free spirit and were a spirit of ingenuity and creativity. And so he really felt like she matched this sort of spirit of creativity in the game. And so he named it after Zelda Fitzgerald, and we have The Legend of Zelda.
Wow. That's so cool.
I knew about Miyamoto's part with him searching and stuff. Zelda Fitzgerald, I didn't know. That part I didn't. I literally thought that the title got changed or localized for America, and that was just it. I didn't know that. Wow.
It's one of my favorite video game facts because it connects with one of my other great loves, which is literature. So I like that one a lot.
Oh, nice. Yes, I actually remember getting The Legend of Zelda. Actually linked to, I remember we got it at some mom and pop furniture store, and it was just like it looked like it was in a bargain bin. And I seen this, and I'm just like, wait a minute, this game just came out. What is this doing in the bargain bin? I think I ended up getting it for like $30.
Oh my goodness.
And it was like in the sealed copy and everything. So thank you, David, for that fact. Oh, Dan, you have next week. And I cannot wait to see what you got.
I already have mine squared away because I thought I was gonna be this week, and it's not as cool as that one. But it'll be good.
Yes. All right. Well, everybody, we're going to get into some Femi news. And now, everybody be patient. This is going to take a while because this is a shout out. This is a shout out post. So, Sephiroth comes to Smash Brothers, and Dan has this long blade of excitement that cannot be cut down. A breakdown is hitting us December 17th. Celeste and I are cruising around in open roads, and David is throwing spears as a knight in Ghosts and Goblins, until Laurent shows up in this meticulous detailed armor set to take down these monsters in the Monster Hunter Rise demo, while Corey plays more Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Nelly is taking in the beautiful art style and bike ride of Seasons, while Josh and Joe jump around in Fortnite as Master Chief. Jesse moves silently around in the Callisto project, while Austin and Logan come back for blood. That should be everyone, I think. Our visitors, guests can fill in. And everybody, all of these games and that I just said pertain to some of the trailers that came to the Game Awards. Now, we know Nintendo presence wasn't really there in a sense, but there was a lot of nominations for Animal Crossing. And Animal Crossing did win Best Family-Friendly Game. But it was the trailers that we saw. I know me and David and Dan have talked about like the things that they show for the trailers, and I mentioned to Celeste in our Talk the Walk chat to her and Billy that check out Open Roads, and then check out Seasons, and there it was just like, and there's going to be some more Talk the Walk games that I was just like, Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. We need to talk about this. We need to get into this. But what did you guys think of the Game Awards? I know Celeste, you didn't see it, but hopefully you got to check out some of the trailers for it.
I love your description right now, this little adventure that you wrote. I love it.
So I thought of you, Celeste, immediately when I saw that open road trailer. I was like, this is the kind of game that Celeste will play.
I, I literally hit Celeste and Billy up like quickly after the trailer's done. I was just like, check out Open Road. We need to talk about this. It looks beautiful. I love that animation and just the voice acting and hearing this. I'm like, oh, this is 100% my alley.
And it's the same company that made Gone Home. So hopefully, Ed, they will redeem themselves for you.
You know what? Just by this animation they have, and I cannot wait. It's a story about a mother and daughter going to find out what happened to, um, I think their grandma or their husband or one of their family
Grandma.
members. Their grandma. Something happened to it, and they're going to find out what's going on, and they're on this open road to find out. And yeah, it got some celebrity voice actors in it. It's just oh, do check out that trailer. It's Seasons. Oh my goodness, having the black protagonist riding this bike and all of this different weather and that animation style looked good. I just can't wait. And I know David, you finally told me, and I didn't know this that you've been playing Fortnite as Master Chief.
Oh, that like immediately. Soon as that went up, I went and grabbed my Switch and downloaded the skin like immediately. So it's that was my only foray outside of my home at Nintendo. There was a brief period of time during the Wii U years, especially. I found a home over on Xbox, and playing all the Halo games was just a love. So getting to play him, getting to play Master Chief in Fortnite's been fun.
So I've never played Fortnite. Now, when you get like these skins, are they just a skin, or does your character get some sort of customization like towards the character that you are?
It's sort of both. So, technically, if we consider there's something like canon in Fortnite, which, there really is. I mean, technically, I think they are like skins most of the time. There are characters that they actually bring into the Fortnite universe, but sometimes people will like glitch out the game and you can see the actual Fortnite characters underneath the uniform. But you do get all sorts of customizable things. So, for example, Master Chief, he might as well be Master Chief. You never see him any other way, and he gets to ride one of the little warthogs, and he gets to fly in on a pelican to drop into the level. And there's just it's like very loving references to the source material for each character.
All right. And Dan, Sephiroth, do. I got home late and I didn't know if they had showed the Smash thing. And then I was just like, okay, Sephiroth is in Smash. I had to see the trailer, but still the thing was going on. You like the energy you provide to us.
I mean, when I was watching it and I heard the first note of the Sephiroth theme song, and I just was like, oh my God, no way. And it was awesome. I've never been excited for a Smash trailer like ever. And that one just floored me. I didn't expect it at all. And I just, Final Fantasy VII is a game I play annually. I just love that game. I've played it so many times I could probably recite it. And Sephiroth is really just it's the villain that Smash Brothers was missing. He's so iconic. It fills out the roster right, and just a great character. So yeah, I am super excited. I can't wait for Thursday. I hope he drops right after that because I am going to play as him right away.
I told I was telling Lorana, Corey, and Jesse, and Jacob Saturday. I was just like, yeah, I've been playing Smash with Dan and David. Those guys are so good. My fear is, and my soul is gonna be like crazy scared when Dan gets a hand of Sephiroth and it's just murder. It's just literally murder. I'm just like, you know what, just smash me out.
Cloud's my main right now, so I'm trying to. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to learn Sephiroth perfectly.
Yeah.
What do you think of the infamous Mario skewer moment?
Oh my god, that was hilarious. That's a scene straight from Advent Children, where Sephiroth
Really?
actually stabs Cloud. But I
Yeah.
was like, I mean, that whole trailer, that was the best trailer. Like beginning to end, it was phenomenal. But yeah, that part I was I was like, oh shit, like they're just all the recent Smash trailers, they just body Mario. Like
Yeah.
Minecraft Steve came out of a wall and blew him out of the corner. Like
What's his name from Metroid killed him.
yeah, Ridley.
Ridley killed him. And it's just like someone inside game.
Dracula kicked mopped the floor with Luigi in that one.
Yes, that one was funny. That was so the Smashers are so good. Someone
Yeah.
said like Sakurai doesn't care about the Mario Brothers, they care about Kirby though.
Oh yeah, and we get to see Kirby with the Sephiroth sword. Oh man.
Yes. So
What do you think of the idea of Dr. Robotnik coming to Smash Brothers as the final missing villain?
Oh my gosh.
Because we
That
have
would be
Or-
amazing. And his like
right?
little robot suit.
uh
And
mean-
if you defeat him, the little animals fly out.
Celeste, I'm not ready for that. I will buy that right now. That happened.
I was hoping for a Tails out of more Sonic
Aw.
representation, but Robotnik probably makes more sense, right?
I wanted to tell you guys, just while I'm thinking about it, there's a makeup company called Too Faced, and they released a little mini makeup palette, and the cover of it looks similar to a translucent pink Game Boy Advance.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, love that. Love that. Yeah. So, for me, so Celeste, you probably didn't see this in the main chat, but if you did, I kind of lost my stuff with Ghouls and Ghosts, and kind of,
Oh, that's
That
a hard
was so
game.
good.
it's so good, and I kind of, said some, adult mature words that
You said it in the chat.
I said it in the chat. Like,
Oh
once-
my gosh.
Once they showed it, I even asked LaRon, I was just like, are we doing what we doing? Digital, physical? We both said physical. And I was just like, yes. But yeah, I kind of said some adult things into it because they showed it, and I didn't expect Capcom to do this because they had just showed the Monster Hunter demo. And they said like the demo's coming out in January. And then it says Capcom, and then Ghouls and Ghosts. I'm like, what? And we had just talked about Ghouls and Ghosts that Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And now to see this, and I was just like, yes, and I just said some choice adult words, and I don't cuss. I don't go that route, and I was just like, wow. So yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts Resurrected. Man, they. I can't wait to get my tail kicked from left to right. Like I'm like, oh, this is game of the year, and I still haven't passed the first stage. So, but yeah, everybody, that was the Game Awards. But we're gonna move on because Celeste, you might love this next story. I think it's so cute that they're doing this. The Animal Cross players can donate their spoiled turnips for a great cause. And I'm just gonna read this a little quick. Back in August, Helmets made great use of Animal Crossing New Horizons by inviting players to donate their spoiled turnips. For each turnip donated to the Helmets Island, real-life meals were donated to Canadian food rescue charity Second Harvest. You can read all about it in their original article below, and this is on Nintendo Life. They're doing it again, so from December 14th to December 18th between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m., players could DM at Helmets UK on Twitter each tour day starting at 2 p.m. GMT to secure a time slot and receive a dodo code. From there, simply head on over to the island and donate your spoiled turnips. For every spoiled turnips given, Hellman's will donate a whale meal for a fair share, right up until 50,000 meals have been given in total. Amazing stuff. I really think that's cool.
That is really cool. I was so excited to see that in the notes. Second Harvest, I know it says it's a Canadian food rescue charity, but that's also one in New Orleans, and they are very active. I try to donate to them multiple times a year, and they're very helpful after hurricanes and emergency situations. So Hellman's has some clever marketing. I know that ultimately they want to get their name out, but it's for a good cause, so I can't complain.
Yes, it is Animal Crossing. Like, and they're still selling more Animal Crossing. So, getting this word out for people who are able to do it to help this cause, yeah. And you know what? It's weird. I would love to see more um, American places do that too. Like, if we donate turnips and stuff, they'll go out and help, families who need it. Donate food and stuff.
Very cute. Thanks for that delightful news piece.
You are welcome. David, are you going to donate anything or your kids going to donate anything?
I'm gonna have to get some turnips. It's like the thing I do the least in Animal Crossing. So but I will. I'll totally do that. And that's just so creative. It's such a creative promotion, and it's just reason number 99 on my list of why Animal Crossing should have won Game of the Year. Um, I just in 2020, with as hard as everything has been, the way Animal Crossing has connected people and helped people to care for one another and connect with one another, it's beautiful. I love that.
Yes, I'm going to jump back in Animal Crossing. I'm going to find the rest of the stuff and build this island because I need to do it. I keep seeing your guys, people's islands and pictures and talking about it, and I'm just like, why I don't have that? Oh, I don't play Animal Crossing that much, and I need to, because like I said, I've been loving Animal Crossing ever since the GameCube when it came out, and I I don't know why I didn't stick with this one. And so please forgive me, Nintendo fans. Please forgive me, Nintendo. I have the game. I bought it when it came out. I just need to put the work in and do it because I want to have a beautiful island. I want to have a really cool house, and I want people to come visit my town and have fun and enjoy.
Celeste and Dan have really impressive islands. I felt like a backwater somewhere next to them.
Please, you and Dan, I have flowers everywhere. They won't stop. They're like glitter.
Yes. I was thinking of making I kind of want to make a flower patch, you know.
Please come to my island and take the flowers. And just take them.
Then I will. I will come and take
Come
it.
on over.
Yes. I still love that. Is it a goose? No, it's not a goose. Uh the one with the in the airplane for you when you travel.
Oh, the dodos.
Photos,
Yes.
yeah.
I love him. I just love it so much. I love his design, and he was my design on my Switch. The Dodo. I was just like, I love you. I literally want to plush of him so bad. So if anyone finds one, please send it my way.
Oh, Wilbur and Orville. After the Wright brothers.
Ah, yes, yes. We're gonna move on to our next story, which is the Switch has sold again for 24 months. It's been 2 years that it has been the highest seller. Nintendo has announced that the Switch outsold its rivals to the best-selling console of November 2020 in the US. The achievement means that the system has now held the best-selling console honor for 24 months in a row. Figures provided by the NPD Group showed that combined sales of the Switch and Switch-Lite systems hit over 1.35 million throughout November, with Thanksgiving and Black Friday no doubt giving the console a decent boost. The Switch has now sold 6.92 million units in the US so far this year, a total which has already bettered the entirety of 2019. And of course, we know that that was also the release of Series X and PlayStation 5, and we know they've been having console problems with their sales, but 2 years of being the best-selling console of the month, like I I don't know who has done that. Like maybe PlayStation 2, maybe, don't know. Or even the Wii. But like what do you guys think about that?
I'm not surprised at all. Just the Switch, it's so versatile. And I would like to know what you guys prefer. So I thought I would prefer playing it on the television, but I actually prefer playing it as a handheld.
I prefer playing it on TV. And I think reason why is because I like seeing more of the details on it. And it is I guess it's a visualization thing for me to appreciate more of the art and seeing things in the background that might be too dark when I'm in handheld. Now, don't get me wrong. Every time I go to work, I carry my Switch with me. I love playing it with my headphones. I actually got the Bluetooth adapter for it. So I could put on my Bluetooth headphones and put it in my Switch and listen to YouTube. I listen to chill hop music when I'm taking a bath and stuff using it. That might be a little bit too much, but that's what I do. I take it out and use it for different functions. I love listening to the music on it, or when I'm sleeping, I'll sometimes take it off and watch an ASMR video, or even listen to a podcast on it, do YouTube, or watch a TV show on Hulu. That's what I do when I'm taking off handheld at night. But I'm playing games and stuff, I'm normally on my TV.
And I believe you can actually track your percentages on there, right? Of how much time you spend in handhold held versus docked.
Yeah.
Oh, where do you find that?
It's somewhere in the settings because I ran across it one time and I was really surprised. It broke it down by percentage and I could really see like how I actually use my Switch.
I'd like to see my stats because, like, when I'm home, I always play on the TV. I travel a lot for work, so I do play a lot of handhelds. But like, I feel like when I play it on TV, I feel so spoiled. I've actually been mostly playing Age of Calamity recently in handheld mode. And I popped it on the TV the last 2 or 3 times I've played it. I'm like, wow, like it is a world of difference on the TV. It's incredible.
Yes.
Well,
It's awesome.
and getting back to the topic of just how much the Switch has sold, though, I think it's really remarkable that at the same month that the next gen consoles came out, that more people still chose to invest in a Switch. And I get part of that is supply, issues, and if more were available, people would have bought PlayStation and Xbox. But I just think that speaks to how successful Nintendo is at marketing to a variety of demographics instead of exclusively hardcore gamers and hardcore gamers alone. And like you said, Celeste, they're so versatile in the games that they offer. I mean, I think the Game Awards showed that. I think Nintendo just is really smart with how they market themselves.
And definitely when some people feel like everybody else getting it, so I need to get it, and then they get it, and whatever games they get, they're always just be like, wow, now I understand why people love Fire Emblem Three Houses, why people love Mario Brothers, why they love Pokemon, why they love Animal Crossing, and they're doing posts and stuff and showing that, hey, my island is open, come get it. And you know this is a system that when you're talking about turning people into a gamer where they're casual or hardcore, this is a system that's really doing it. Like people who people sometimes who get like the Xbox and PlayStation because they want to play with friends and stuff, they sometimes don't stick with it. They just be like, this is not my gem. I'm not feeling it or anything. But it's just like with Nintendo, they be like, oh, this is something I could play. Oh, what recommendations of indie games can you give me? What is my wheelhouse? I think I like this game. And when you just meeting new people on Twitter and seeing their posts talking about the Switch and they ask for recommendations, so many people rush to give them recommendations on Switch on what to play. And it's always a diverse list of games.
Yeah, and I really don't think it's supply and demand when it came to how much the Switch sold, because if you're going into a store trying to buy a PlayStation 5, you don't settle with the Switch. It's just too different of a system and it's not even close to what you want. And the Switch sales are on the same trajectory. We're coming up on the holidays. people are buying them for the holidays. And like you said, Ed, once people catch on, someone sees you playing Animal Crossing, they're going to want to play Animal Crossing. So I actually don't think it's a supply and demand thing at all. I think just the Switch is that successful.
Yeah, the Switch has a lot of genres. Like Celeste, you got is it Wonderlust? Uh,
Wanderlust, yeah. Oh gosh, David, you would like it because it's like it's a novel.
What's the list of ones I gotta play?
But it's kind of a choose your own adventure because you can make some decisions, but it's text and in the background are these beautiful photographs of the actual places. Like I just finished an Antarctica chapter. It's definitely a wind down game because it makes me sleepy because it's so serene.
yeah, and it's games like that when people on the Switch, like people who are into literature, into kind of like stories like that, they offer it on the Switch. Like you don't see that on any other platform. Besides if you're getting like what Audible or something,
Oh, like
to
on your
have
phone.
right to have something like that where you could interact with it and feel like that you still achieving something and get something out of it. Like that's cool that Nintendo is allowing developers to bring like that. Me and so that's what talking about. My garden is it my garden.
Garden Story.
My garden story. Like that I was just like give it to me like a short hike, you know.
Love a short hike.
Yeah,
So cute.
and it's just like even some of these small games that you can find on Switch, giving people these recommendations. And when we're gonna get to our games that we miss, it's just like we can't wait to get to the games that we miss and get back to, so that we can help others who are looking for games on Switch or who are looking for a system that provides these kind of games. We have a lot of information and educational tools to show them that Switch is the place to be for gaming and other casual or hardcore things. And here are a list of games that you could get. You got $50, you could get like about 680 games or more on a lot of their sales that you would love and enjoy. You know,
And
like
and like
like
you were
one of
saying,
okay.
you bring your Switch to work. So many games that if you just have 15 minutes, like Dan, you say that you like to get in some different games and matches or tournaments real quick.
Yeah, I always have like that secondary game I'm playing. So like I'll pop on and do 2 or 3 levels on Endless Expert and Mario Maker or something like that. Or if I have like 20 minutes, I'll do a fight in Fire Emblem. Yeah, I definitely have those games set aside for those quick moments.
Yeah.
So one question I have then, Dan, you were saying you didn't think it was a supply and demand thing. What about folks though? Like I'm just thinking about, okay, for the month of December now, thinking about sales. What about those folks who said, I don't want to have to deal with pre-ordering. I don't want to have to deal with like that, the whole mess that comes with, opening day releases for things. Do we see a surge in sales for Sony and Microsoft this month? And does Switch continue to occupy the top spot? And if so, what does that mean for the next generation of consoles then? Does Nintendo just stay on top?
That I mean,
I have
we'll
an
find
answer
out.
for that. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, I mean, we don't know what's in store for the next Nintendo system, right? Like we had our speculation on the Switch Pro, if it even exists, which it does, and it will come out in March.
Hope
Um,
you know how to season your shoes.
yeah, no, I don't even think I need to look into a recipe anymore. But yeah, like I think if it does come out with that power that has, that can do Unreal Engine 5 or 6 or whatever we're on now, and it does have the games. Like I don't see myself buying a PlayStation if the new Switch can handle that kind of power, because I play my sports games on PlayStation, and I think Nintendo first party games are ultimately the best first party games on any system. Xbox never really has any first party games that blow my mind. Gears of War is great. Halo, I just suck at. PlayStation puts out some great ones. They really do. But none that have held my attention or have got me to sit down and play those games again the same way Nintendo has that charm and feel for their system, first party games.
Uh, so to answer your question, David, then this is just my personal opinion. Microsoft and Sony are struggling with next gen, and they right now until they get that system into stores, they still have to deal with bots. And Nintendo don't have to worry anything about that. They could put their product out, and people are going to snatch it up because they need something to gain while we still in this quarantine time. And so if and power is and to some people power don't mean anything to them. Look how Astral Chain did as a new IP. Look how Animal Crossing and Super Mario Maker and Dead Cells and Hollow Knight, like on all of these games that people could play, they could play it easily on Switch. They could get a memory card, a mini disc card for like $100 or less, and they can hold up about 50 plus some games. There's great sales and stuff. So until Microsoft and Sony get that their actual systems in stores that people could walk in and buy, Nintendo's just going to be doing fine. And now when the Switch Pro comes out, people are going to give the Switch Pro. That's going to be more numbers, because now you're saying running Unreal 5 and stuff. To see Nintendo mess with Unreal 5, that's going to be crazy. Like, yeah. If Breath of the Wild 2 is running on Unreal 5 and we don't know about it, come on now.
Okay. But so hear me out on this then, though. So when the Wii was just cleaning up the market, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the Wii just dominated during that era. We saw PlayStation come out with their own motion controls, right? Like trying to adapt themselves to Nintendo, which was a pretty big deal that these massive giants were now having to try and beat Nintendo at its own game. At what point then, if Switch continues to dominate and these other big systems that, Sony and Microsoft have both gone all in on this hand, so to speak, with their souped up systems, do we see them try to adapt their strategy? Like, do we see them try to bring in more indie games? Do we see them try to, come up with a more portable, like how do they adapt?
I don't think it's a competition. Like, mm-hmm. I think Nintendo is so far removed from the console war right now, because it is so different. So, like, I don't think PlayStation needs to have to adapt to Nintendo. All the tech in the Switch versus the PlayStation blows it out of the water, right? And PlayStation isn't going to bring their tech down for that. Mm-hmm. They can't do a handheld system without bringing their tech down. Nintendo is Nintendo. It's a cheaper console, hybrid console. It's a cheaper system. And PlayStation just needs to know that they need to beat Xbox and vice versa. Nintendo is just there as their secondary. It's a different console. It's a different platform. They're just different right now. So I don't think, in my opinion, there's a console war going on with Nintendo involved anywhere.
Yeah, and when Microsoft and Sony, they learned their lesson when they try to compete with Nintendo, or better known as copycatting Nintendo. With the Kinect and with the Wonder Book, with the Smart Glass, everything that Microsoft and Sony tried to do, they failed at it because they're not expertise in that field. That's not what their marketing and their systems are designed for. With this next gen stuff, what Sony and Microsoft need to do and continue to do, they need to make sure that whatever they show is promising, and what they show is what they're going to get. In a kind of weird way, Cyberpunk has once again shown everybody that if you don't show what I'm actually getting, you're going to be in trouble when the game releases. Nintendo would literally show you out. This is what you're getting. We'll fix some stuff, but we'll give you an idea of what we're going to do. And if we're not ready to show it, nope, we're not showing it. Nope, take it out the direct. It's not together. We're not going to do it. We can announce something, but we're not going to show you nothing till it's ready and everything. And so Microsoft and Sony got to realize that, yes, we do got these powerful consoles. Yes, we got some games in the work, but we need to show you guys what we really have to offer when it's ready. And Nintendo's just like, we're gonna keep showing you guys some great stuff. Yeah, you never play Super Mario 3D World on Wii U? Here you go. We add some bonus stuff, and the people are gonna grab onto it to be like, I didn't know this game was that good. Yeah, all us Wii U players knew years ago. you know, so I think that's what's gonna happen probably in the future and stuff. But you guys ready to get to the last story, and then we're gonna get into Doc Mode because out of the blue, I don't know why Nintendo decided to do this. This caught my eye before this caught my eye before Dan messaged me, and I was just like, I just seen it the moment he posted it in our chat. We got 5 more titles coming to the Nintendo Switch Online December 18th. For Super Nintendo, you'll be getting Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, The Ignition Factor, Super Vallis 4, Tough Enough, and on the NES you're getting Nightshade. I do remember Donkey Kong Country 3, so the Super Nintendo Donkey Kong Country games are on Switch. The Ignition Factor is a top down. You play as a not a fire hydrant, firefighter trying to get these fires out. I never got to play this game, but I know it's popular and I want to play it. Super Vallis is a game that kind of was part of the Sega Genesis brand before it came to Nintendo. So you guys maybe want to go watch the history or check out one of the Retronauts. Retronauts did a history on Vallis, and it's a good one. And then Tough Enough, I believe it's the first game for Jalico that was a beat 'em up in the style of Final Fight. So you guys could check that one out. I don't remember Nightshade, and it does not look good at all. So I'm just gonna leave that. But are you guys planning to try any of these games out?
Donkey Kong Country 3 and Donkey Kong Country 2 are tied for my top favorite Donkey Kong Country game.
I never played 3.
3 got a lot of flack, and I think it's a pretty good game. I think it's just as good as the other 2. Yeah.
Who gave it flack?
The whole world. But I think, I'm going to go with more crazy conspiracy theories. I think these Donkey Kong countries coming out on the Switch Online means we're getting a new Donkey Kong for Switch.
Oh.
But who develops it? Because Retro is hard at work on
making
Pride.
Donkey Kong.
Have to hire some contract people.
Right.
I'm sure they're making more than one game at a time, Ed.
Oh God, okay. Can we talk about the Saw level on Donkey Kong Country 3 in the woods? Y'all remember that one?
I don't. I haven't played it since the SNES days.
Gosh, you're in the trees where you have to keep hopping up, and there's this saw, not a chainsaw, like a long saw, and it keeps moving, and you cannot touch it because you will die. So you have to hurry up and platform up.
Why do I feel like that thing have eyes looking at you?
Oh, the barrel?
No, the saw.
It doesn't have eyes. No, it's just some unseen demon trying to draw the characters. But I don't know. I loved that one, and I love that you could ride the different boats in the overworld, and they had the bears, the barter bears that you would trade things with to proceed throughout the game. I don't know. It was cool.
Those games give me OCD because I will replay a level to get 100% over and over. Yoshi Island did that too. Like I would try to get through a whole level with 100%, and I would spend hours trying to get that. So I feel like when I play this game, and I am going to play, I'm going to be like Celeste. I'm still on World 3 trying to get this thing 100%.
Well, and Yoshi's Island really incentivized that too, right? Because there was like 2 unlockable levels each map if you got 100%.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, trying to get that little stop thing at the end to land on the flower, the little circle.
What about you, David or Dan? Are you guys going to plan on anything to try out?
Donkey Kong Country 3. I actually have played Nightshade. It's terrible. But yeah, I haven't played Donkey Kong Country 3, so I'm excited to play that. I mean, I haven't played it in a long time.
Same as Dan, but I also am just kind of curious who decides. Some of these NES releases lately have been really random, and they're like I want really bad, and I'm just surprised that we haven't got like Ninja Turtles on NES. I would love to see that one available. I'm surprised we haven't got any of the Mother games. Well, I guess that would be one on SNES, right? But
I'm also surprised we haven't gotten that.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because Earthbound Beginnings is on Wii U, but that's when everybody had to buy it. So they have the capability of putting it on Nintendo Online. So I hope they put it on next year because I would love to try. I mean, I brought it on Wii U, but I didn't touch it yet. So if it comes to Switch Online and to have like to play with another person to talk about it and show and stuff, I need to do that. you know, I would love to do that. So, well, we're gonna get into our doc mode. Everybody got their lists together. Hopefully,
Oh,
all right.
I'm
So
ready.
uh, we're making a list, checking it twice. Going to find out what Switch games we missed in our life. Here's top 5 games we missed in 2020. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. Anyone got any honorable mentions first?
I'll do honorable mentions once we wrap it up.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
so Um, then we're all going to start with our top 5, starting with number 5 and going up. I'm going to start this one. Raji. This is a indie game that came out of India. It looks beautiful, and I completely missed it. I haven't picked it up yet. I really want to play it. I heard great things about it. Like people love this game. And I it's great that like we were just talking earlier about Switch and all this diversity of games. I like the fact that there are other countries being able to give a chance to put their games on Nintendo, and we're finding these amazing developers and studios from around the world. And they are becoming some of our favorites, and we love supporting them that they're giving this. And probably if Rachi ever gets a physical copy and stuff for Switch, I think people will be end up buying this game. And probably hopefully if it got a great soundtrack, people would definitely will want the soundtrack. So number 5 is Raji. David, what is your number 5?
Well, I think I misunderstood the question a little bit because I was thinking just games that I had intended to play this year rather than the games that came out in 2020.
Did you get anything that you was happy to play but you haven't started or that you end up missing?
Yeah, actually it's funny that you mentioned Raji though because that was one that I saw. I had to cover one of the indie directs recently earlier in the year, and that was one that I really really wanted to play. It just looked beautiful. So yeah, I'm gonna cheat and actually take yours. There's a few other ones on the list though that I want to talk to, but I'll get to those later. But I'm gonna put that at number 5 for me.
Okay. Celeste, what is your number 5?
Paper Mario and the Origami King. It is so charming. I was so excited. The announcement came out of nowhere. It was a sudden surprise over the summer, and I think it was released maybe just 3 weeks after they announced there was a Paper Mario game coming to the Switch. It's charming. The dialogue is as hilarious as the other Paper Mario games, and the battle system, like Dan has said in other episodes, there isn't really an incentive like in other RPGs. You don't really level up or anything.
Mhm.
But I was very happy to take Paper Mario this year.
Okay. Dan, what is your number 5 game that you missed?
Game that I missed. I'm gonna do it as kind of a double because they came out at the same time. But No More Heroes. I do plan on playing that. I want to burn through a bunch of other things first.
You are going to love Desperate Struggle. It's so good. No More Heroes 2 is so good.
Yeah, I mean, this list has actually been tough for me because I think I've played like everything that's come out this year.
Yeah, anything that's Nintendo like first party, I already brought Tokyo Mirage, Mystery Dungeon. I brought like everything that Nintendo themselves released. I already bought and have. I think it's like about 8 or 9 games.
Hmm.
Oh, I gotta make a list. Well, my number four, and Dan is gonna be happy about this. Puyo Tetris 2. I have not
Yes.
picked it up yet, and I need my Puyo. I love the first one, and I need to complete my connection. So
Oh, this
number,
one is so much better too. I'm having a blast.
I need to. Yes. What about you, David? What's your number four?
Spiritfarer. I did. I That is another just gorgeous game that I actually think was from the same direct as the other one I mentioned. But I really want to play that. I have friends that I tend to have similar tastes in games, and they all rave about that.
That's it's on my list. Then the funny thing about Spiritfarer was that was only supposed to come to Xbox because they was only showing that E3 on Xbox. And when they first showed it on Switch and released it that day, people didn't know that it was coming to Switch, and that was the release date when it came out for everything. Like, wait, what? Didn't even know. But yeah, that's on my list. What about you? So that's your number four.
Clubhouse games. So much fun. I love it. It's I love Mancala. I'm obsessed with Mancala.
I I I play mahjong all the time.
I love
On
Mahjong.
on the I do it in handheld mode and just tap it on Clubhouse. It's like the most relaxing thing.
You play the Ricci Mahjong?
Which one?
There's like there are two versions of it. There's one that is reminiscent of the kind you play on a computer where you just tap the different tablets, and then there's one that is this huge strategy.
Oh, I haven't played that one.
That one's hard. I don't understand it. Um,
Ah, so Dan, what is your number four?
My number four is Sakuna of Rice and Rain. Um,
Ah,
I'm not really big into the uh, what's the genre? Simulation.
yes.
I'm not huge into simulation, but it seems to have like some kind of RPG elements,
Hmm.
so it seems like more approachable for me. So yeah, that'll be my number four. I actually did pick it up. I just haven't played it.
Yeah. So David, number three was Spiritfarer for me. So I'm going to actually use one of my honorable mentions, Fuser. Um, these are the from Harmonix. It's like the DJ kind of mixing licensed music and stuff like there. And I haven't picked it up yet, but I really want to try that game. So Fuser is going to replace my number three since you said Spiritfarer. I really want to play Spiritfarer too. I need to buy it because ever since I seen that game, I was just like, this is up my alley. Like this is me. This artwork represents me. But what's your number three, David?
Well, this is one of those that I think I misunderstood the question a little bit, but
That's fine.
it's kind of cheating because it's a port. So with Mario All Stars, I have yet to play Mario Sunshine, and I've actually never played Sunshine.
Oh,
Ah, that's fine.
That's one I'm kind of embarrassed about. I got to get that one.
oh man, I love Mario Sunshine.
Yes.
You know what? I didn't like it when it first came out, and then when I got it on 3D All Stars, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It, I have such a new appreciation for it after playing it on 3D All Stars.
I played months and months of that game when I got it on GameCube. I love it. I love Sunshine. Uh, Celeste, what is your number three?
oh gosh. I know it came out last year, but I played it for the first time this year. Neo Cab.
It's on my list to get.
I've never heard of it. What is that?
It is, um, I guess, not a walking sim. I'm not sure how to describe it. It is again like a choose your own adventure where the choices you make affect the ending. You play as the last human cab driver, and all the other cabs are driven by automation basically, and you talk to your different passengers. You can decide which ones you want to pick up. Your responses determine your tips. You could anger them, you could endear them, and you find out like one of your friends is involved in this plot against the government. It's really cool. I would say maybe it's a child-friendly version of Cyberpunk. Maybe the graphics are very similar, except there is no nudity.
No glitches.
No glitches. I enjoy it. The storytelling is awesome. And if you like those lo-fi channels for music, gotta play NeoCab. Yes.
Which everybody go get coffee talk is so good. I love that game. Dan, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is Crosscode. I have heard this is one of the best indie games out there, and I haven't played it yet.
I have it on my Switch. I need to put some more work in. It's really good. It really is good.
I've heard it's amazing, yeah.
My number 2 is Ghost Runner. This is a game where you are kind of like it looks like you're an assassin. You're running through different walls and you're killing things with a sword. You gotta be meticulous and kind of plan out your route and everything. A lot of parkour that's going on, and it's so good. A lot of people have put in their Game of the Year nominations, and every time I love just the look of the title of it, like with the Ghost Runner with the red background and who's your protagonist and stuff. It looks really, really cool. So Ghost Runner is my number 2. David, what about you?
Well, I tried this one on demo, and I decided I was going to buy it for sure, and then I just never did, and that's Pikmin 3.
Yes.
So I need to get that one.
Don't sleep on Pikmin. It is so good.
Yes. It's just a beautiful game. Celeste, what is your number 2?
Oh gosh, I think I'm all over the place with this question. I'm so sorry if I've misinterpreted it. I was just gonna say Animal Crossing.
That's good. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm so sorry. I think I also misinterpreted.
Well, Celeste did her 5 favorite games she played.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay.
I took it as, what are you going to miss from 2020? What did 2020 bring you?
Yes. Well, we'll take it as that too. If I didn't clarify, that's on me.
No, I'm so sorry. And I will be the first to admit I haven't played as many games as I would have liked to this year. So I'm kind of making up my own rules, but Animal Crossing is my number 2.
Oh, I'm actually now really excited for your number 1 because I know how much you love Animal Crossing.
Right. I want to know what your number 1 is. Dan, what is your number 2?
So my number 2 is Ys Origin. I think that's such a cool series, and I somehow have not played this one yet.
Is it a remake of the TurboGrafx one, or is it?
I don't know because I haven't really paid attention to it. I just know it's out there.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's on Switch because it's not on sale. I know it's on the recent releases. And I was just like, Ys Origin. I'm like, is this game? I think I have it for PlayStation. I have to go and check.
Well, I love EC. I think that's like one of the best JRPGs there is out there. So I got to kind of get on it and start playing more Ys games for sure.
Yeah, I remember playing it when I had my TurboGrafx and didn't understand how to play that game. I'm just like, am I supposed to lose energy? Like, how do I kill these enemies and stuff? Yeah. Well, my number 1 is Paradise Killer. It's a mystery game, and everybody's been ranting and raving about this game. And I love a detective game. I told Celeste that anything that's a murder thriller kind of book or anything, I will go to, I said this before, I will go to the dollar store, look through all the books to see what is a thriller, whether I read it or not, I'm buying it because I love thrillers and I love mysteries. That's a big thing. And because this is a detective kind of game, I need to buy it. I need to buy it and I need to play it. I just heard so many great things. So that is my number 1. David, what is your number 1?
That's another one I'm embarrassed I haven't played yet, but the top game I missed this year is Hades.
Oh,
if I'm following the real rules, then that would be the top one. I haven't played it yet.
Oh man, it's
addictive.
it's special. It really is. It's a special game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it won. It was like it wasn't action game of the year. What was best direction or what was it?
Best art direction.
Yeah, best. Okay, yeah, and so that was like the final straw for me watching that at the Game Awards. I was like, I need to get my hands on this.
And the thing about this, when you play it, you're gonna be like, okay, I could do better. Let me go another round. And then you'll realize that 2.5 hours passed.
2.5 hours later, and you're like, oh god, I actually have to put this down and go to bed.
Exactly.
I also like the illustration of who I'm assuming is the main character. He is an attractive cartoon.
All of them.
The artists are thirsty making those characters.
Yes.
They're real thirsty.
Yeah, because I've seen pictures and I'm like, oh. Hello.
If you guys listen to our Game Awards podcast with me, Ed, and Laurent, you'll know especially how Ed feels about these characters.
Yes. Celeste, what is your number one? Wait, hold on, Laurent. Hold on, Celeste. I see that look. What is your number one? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Following Celeste's rules, apparently, and not the actual rules. Coffee Talk would be my number one game that I'm taking from 2020 that I will miss. But I mean, I can still play it whenever I want, but just, yeah. Thanks, Coffee Talk.
I think I 100% that game on Xbox because I have it on Xbox and everything. And me and you talked, and I'm just like, there were songs that I missed. Like, there was stuff that I missed that I was just like, oh, I need to revisit this. And the achievement list is not that hard to do. So I think I'm going to revisit that. And yeah, I was into the story, Celeste. Like, I was spending literally about 3.5 hours each night playing that game. Trying to make the right coffee and reading everybody's story. And now that I know that there's different lo-fi beats to it and stuff, I'm going to make a playlist and listen to that because I want to.
Oh, it's gonna make me cry a little bit, but that game, I love David. I want to go to Seattle so badly. First of all, and I love rainy nights. I love the idea of a coffee shop, and I actually wrote about it. It reminds me of Hemingway's short story, A Clean, Well-Lighted Place, where everybody needs a home away from home, some respite, some consolation. And my boyfriend and I, our first date was at Joe Muggs at Books A Million. And just coffee shops, yes, they can be overpriced, whatever, but the atmosphere can be so soothing depending on where you go. And the game deals with a lot of real world topics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you fooled me, Celeste. I spent 6 years of my life working rainy evenings at a coffee shop in Seattle, so check this out.
And the characters are all fantasy characters in
Yes.
Seattle. It's so creative.
The daughter and the father, their story.
Oh man, yeah.
I can't even, David, if you plan on getting this game, you two, Dan, if you plan on getting it, you guys got to experience that for yourself. You talking about emotions and feelings. Oh,
Yes, I would love to know your opinions. Just beautiful writing.
yes.
And you get to make the coffee.
Yes. I made some bad coffee because I forgot like the one of the characters he woofs out, and I was just like, "Oop, I made the wrong coffee and stuff."
Choo.
Yes. But Dan, what is your number one?
Well, I had a hard time deciding what my number one is going to be because I am going to play one of these two games right after I finish Age of Calamity because I currently own them both, but I just don't know which way I'm going to go. Trials of Mana or Immortals Phoenix Rising. Whichever one I don't play, that'll be my number one. But yeah, like Trials of Mana, I mean, this game is right up my alley. I love JRPGs. It's been a while since I dove into one. Like I've said before on the podcast, I usually dive into these games so hard that I get burnt out from JRPGs and can't play them for a few months. So I'm ready to dive back in, and I think Trials of Mana is going to be my game. I've heard it's wonderful, and I'm really, really excited to play that. So
Did you try the demo?
I did, and I loved it. I
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
your demo information carries over to the full game. So
Yeah, I love how Nintendo's doing that. Same thing for Pikmin. I know they did it for Age of Calamity, but I didn't do the Age of Calamity demo.
I did my best to hold out, but I couldn't. I had to play.
Yeah, and my honorable mentions, I'm going to give it to Kirby Fighters 2, Part-Time UFO, and Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, yes. I have to play that. It's so good.
I know, and like it's funny because I don't like anime, but I love Fire Emblem and I love Xenoblade. But then I look at this game and I'm like, I can't do it.
Let me tell you, it's not that anime-ish. It has some anime feels to it, but when you talk about JRPG, you'll be hooked more on the role-playing aspect of it than you will the anime.
Which I've heard. I've heard it's really good. So I mean, I don't know. I gotta force myself to try it.
Well, mine is okay. So there's a game called Legend of Edenol. It's like it looks like a action 2D platform. You guys really love the artwork to it. I got it on PlayStation, but I really want to get this game on Switch because I didn't know that it was coming to it. So I need to get it. Torchlight 3, West of the Dead, Prinny, Can I Really Be the Hero? G.I. Joe, and Super Power Punch. That's the games that I want to get that I missed. So everybody, we are into our last section of the show, playing with power. And Celeste, why are you playing with power?
Okay, so it's snowing in Animal Crossing. Snowflakes. And I built a snow boy, and his head was not perfect. But have you guys been talking to your little snow people? They're so funny. He'll say, "Today's my birthday. I think I'd like some cake, but no candles, please." And yesterday, one of my friends who lives in South Carolina and I played Super Mario Brothers 3, the 2-player mode, just while chatting. Like we didn't even care if we died. It was something to do while we chatted through Discord, and we also played Wild Guns for about 5 minutes. Did y'all ever play that on the Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Wait, you can co-op play Super Mario 3 with somebody else?
Yeah.
Online?
Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah, you can kick my butt if you want anytime.
Yes.
I will happily play Super Mario 3 with you guys.
Yes. Oh, and don't forget, if you're the character whose turn it is, you can go to where the stagnant character is, the waiting character, and you can click on them, and you can go to the battle mode from the original Super Mario Brothers.
What?
Yes! Yeah.
This is crazy. How did I not know this?
But yes, Wild Guns is not a game I'm very good at.
It's a difficult game. Me and Corey have Super Metroid and The Legend of Zelda full playthrough on it, and I'm playing the game. And if I do something good or if I die, Corey claps. It'll be like, "Oh, Eddie, clap, 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 clap." Just like, you're so wrong. But Dan, what are you playing with power?
So I got Puyo Puyo Tetris the day it came out. It's day one purchase for me. It has been awesome. And it gets so challenging so fast that it's just like keeping me so engaged. So I bought that. As you guys know, I am getting to the very end of Age of Calamity. We will absolutely be doing a spoiler podcast as a bonus episode. I can't wait for that because I have so much to talk about with this game. And I'm currently building a couple of levels in Mario Maker and playing Tetris 99 as usual. So that's where I'm at.
All right. David, what are you playing with power?
couple of the mainstays that I do every week with Tetris 99 and Fortnite with Master Chief and my kids. But other games that I've been getting into lately, I'm replaying Twilight Princess on Wii with my daughter. And a good chunk of the way through that. And that's kind of our like father-daughter time that we do. And then I'm trying to 100% Age of Calamity, and I'm really close. And some of the levels in the post-game play are just insanely difficult.
Oh, wow. What level are you on?
Like 90, I think.
Okay.
Wow.
Through the game. But they have some really creative challenges towards the end of the game that are just like absurdly difficult.
Where are you in Twilight Princess with your daughter?
Mm.
We just got to the Temple of Time. So
I love Twilight Princess. That game is just it's my number 2 Zelda to Breath of the Wild right now.
It's so underrated by so many people, but I'm just like, you got to play this game. Like, it has some of the best dungeons. I love it. So that's I love the sand dungeon because it has that
Grounds.
yes.
I love the snow dungeon.
Oh, with the soup, yes.
Yeah, and you get the that like wrecking ball you swing around.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss that game. I really hope they bring that to the Switch.
Yes.
I've been playing it on the Wii U whenever I can, and I am about to go to the Zora levels. But can I say how amazing those iron boots and magnetic fields effect is? Like, that is the coolest thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks so good on Wii U. That HD, wow. Like, they really cleaned that game up and it looks even more beautiful. I'm like,
And the graphics were already like so impressive for GameCube when it was out on it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was when Link took his shirt off to sumo wrestle. I was a teenager at the time, and I was
Celeste goes again.
oh.
Well, for me, so I started up Room Factory 4 Special, or Room Factory 4 Special, I think that's it. But I gotta play a little bit more. I like played 5 minutes of it and then cut it off, because I had to go to work. Was just getting a little playtime. But I have beat all of the champions. I got them all together and everything. So I finally, that boss fight wasn't hard or anything. I was just like, why did I not do this earlier? But I was able to get the soup and everything. So now I'm just doing more shrines to get more health and everything and more status. And then I'll go and fight Ganon, and that would be it for the game. And then David smacked me down when he was just like, Ed, you got the DLC to do. And I was just like, I'm like, oh, that is right. So
it's
I still got
now, Ed. You got no excuse.
Yes, I had to buy the DLC. But thanks to David, I found another fighter in Smash Brothers, which is Terry Bogard. David was kicking my tail left to right. I got that one win, and I would take it. But I didn't even have a chance against David in this game. He was just like, da 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 da. Just you and Dan are just masters, and I give you your props. and every time because see, Dan makes me tense, and I get into it. I be like, I got a chance to get him smacked out. I'm like, oh, dang it. And David's so cool with the Animal Crossing characters. He'll just be like, la 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 la, and then he'll hit me with the little hydrogen thing, and then just like will win. I was just like, these guys are so good. I feel just like I yell at myself and be like, see, if we was playing Street Fighter Third Strike or something, I would
see, the way to get good at Smash is I've been playing people that are way better than me and just mop the floor with me. So once I kept playing with these guys, that's how I ended up getting better. So keep plugging away. Like you're gonna beat us, and I can't wait.
Even if I don't beat you, I continue to tell them I enjoyed it. I have some time. I when I fight Jacob, I'm just gonna probably just be murdered. Just be like, this is not even competition. But I'm going to be happy and enjoying it. Like I said, I'm ready. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if anybody's listening and plays Smash, reach out to us on our Pow Block Twitter, and we'll play with you.
I'll soon probably be jumping back into Link's Awakening because now I want to get 100% it. After you got done finishing, David, I was just like, oh, that game was just awesome. Wait a minute, I didn't get everything in that game. Doing the side thing, like you get one item to get to somebody, they give you an item. I need to do all of that.
I want to get all the seashells in it.
Oh, wait. Are we seashells?
And Link's Awakening.
What's the other Zelda with the seashells?
You get the final sword by trading in all the seashells, but then in the Switch version, they give you an additional piece for the dungeon design.
Okay, what? Oh, I'm thinking of A Link Between Worlds because it's not seashells, but little creatures that you were.
Oh, the mummies or the what are they called?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. I was like, wait.
Please bring that to Switch next year, like for the 35th. Like I need Links Between Worlds. I'll take it. But everybody, that is going to be the show. That's what we playing with Power. I want to thank you, Celeste. I want to thank you, Dan. I want to thank you, David. Where can we find each and every one of you guys? Celeste, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Fairy Crypt, and I'm also with another Zelda podcast. So if you like Zelda, I recommend checking it out. And with David and Dan, we also have the Banned series where we talk about controversial media like books, video games, movies, etc. And what else? Ed and I, along with Billy from Retromaniacs, we have a series called Talk the Walk where we discuss walking simulators.
Yes. David, where can we find you?
You can find me at zeldadungeon.net for all things Legend of Zelda. Also, I write articles about mental health and pop culture and video games on The Mighty. And then also here with our podcast.
And you just released a new piece. You want to plug that?
Yeah, that's right. At David Lasby on Twitter, you can find it there. I pinned it to my profile there, just talking about my experience with quarantine a little bit. So.
I gotta prepare myself to read this because I seen it and I was just like I know I shared it, but I'm just like I need to click on this and read this because I know everything he says. I'm gonna agree. I'll be like, I know everything that you're talking about. I'm feeling that. Dan, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DCDM99 and check out a couple of our articles on www.bossrushgames.com.
Yes. You guys could find me on Twitter at ThatVirtualCode. You could check me out on Boss Rush Podcast, here on Nintendo Pow Block. You guys can also check out Optional Opinion, which is on SoundCloud and other podcast apps, and on World 101 Podcast at podbean.com. Check out Recap, my review show about old movies. Me and Jesse. By the time you guys see this one, it's not out yet, but me and Jesse are doing a live commentary of the movie Airplane. So it's going to be amazing one that you guys should check out. And me and Celeste and Billy, we Celeste mission Talk the Walk. Everybody's going to the rapture. I'm ready to have this discussion because it's going to be a good one. Yes.
Let's get in our schedules together, guys. It's a busy time.
Yes. And if you guys check out bossrushgames.com, you will see my latest article up by the time you guys are seeing this. It's called Power On. Do give it a read. It's a really good one. I think you guys will definitely enjoy. Also check out Crossroads, Arsenal X, and our other shows here on bossrushgames.com and on our YouTube page, Boss Rush Games. You can follow us at Boss Rush Network. And we will see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. We will have an episode for you guys for Christmas. For that week of Christmas, I would say. So hopefully we'll see you guys again. With that, everybody, we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woo-hoo!
Bye, guys.